This is the DnA Show
with DJ Dave and Amanda
on Wolf Radio.
Welcome to the DnA Show. I'm David.
And I'm Amanda.
And welcome to another Saturday morning here. And we've got a few things we got to go over. But first, how did everybody dig out from that blizzard last weekend?
Well, it wasn't bad for us. We were supposed to get 22 inches. We only got 7.
Yeah, but I guess like near the ocean, they got a lot more.
Oh.
So I guess it was pretty bad for them. It's been like going down in the record books. But we fared pretty well here. And not as bad as the previous storm we got like a couple weeks prior to that. I know that storm there, we got like 20 inches or so total after the end of it. And, but that was fluffy. It was like 5 degrees out and it was nice and fluffy. This one here is all heavy and wet, so it was we only got 7. So they're saying that we could have gotten like 30 inches if it was fluffy. That's what the meteorologists say. Always try to make it, like they're either way, no matter what happens. If we get nothing, we get something. They always are right.
And of course, they made it sound like we were going to lose power, so I was in a frantic mode and bought all this stuff, and we didn't lose power.
No, which I guess is good. You don't want to be out of power. Because when you are out of power, and they don't have the spigot of water anymore where we can go down and pick up some water jugs. They took that away. They used to have this water that came out of the rock, and last time we were out of power for like 2 weeks, we were going down there every couple of days, picking up water, and we were storing it. But it's a good thing because back then a cat wouldn't eat the jugs, but now they do.
One cat
would eat all our jugs, so... Yeah, so it's been an interesting week. So we got through that. Now I guess we've got another significant storm supposedly coming Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. They don't know yet when we're supposed to get it, but it's supposed to be another big storm. This winter just does not end.
Yeah. The other day I tried to get to Blandford for one of my clients, and I was fishtailing. So I was like, I got to turn around in the middle of the street.
Yeah, maybe we can get there tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see.
If there's another route, maybe.
Yeah. Well, if we go up 23, we should be able to get there.
Yeah.
But you still got to get apples.
Yeah, for that client. They think their deer are hungry and sad.
Well, they think they're hungry, but they probably are hungry.
But last time I bought them, she said to put them in this area, but it's covered in snow, so I'm throwing them and it just plops in the snow, so I'm hoping they found it.
Yeah. Well, if not, they'll find them in the spring.
I think this time I'm just going to bunch them up on the side somewhere in front of her camera so she can see them eat.
Yeah.
Unless the bear comes and eats them, I don't know.
Yeah, the bear might get them first. Yeah, it's definitely been a crazy week. You got any new updates on your with the cats? Anything different? They doing anything new?
They don't get the buttons. I'm getting very frustrated.
No.
If anybody has any ideas, I'm up for tips. I put one button in front of them that says eat with a can of food, and I know they know how to press it, and they're just walking around, and I'm like...
But they come right away when you say crunchies or...
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, they're too smart. But anyways, at least are you feeling any better today? You're recovering from a cold.
Does it sound like I'm any better?
You might sound bad, but still feel okay.
I feel run down.
Yeah, well, I've been feeling run down this winter,
it's
too.
also...
It is a big flu season. Everybody's sick.
But I don't know if it's partly being sick because you gave it to me, and our air purifier...
Oh, right. We gotta get some...
filter's bad, so usually when that's bad,
filter.
my throat closes up. So I don't know if it's one or the other or both. I don't know.
Yeah, I was sick a few days ago, but I usually get over it in a day.
2 days.
Yeah, a day and a half, 2 days, yeah.
Usually you get a fever and you burn it off, but I don't ever usually get a fever.
Oh, this winter, I just can't wait for it to end.
Yeah.
It'd be nice when you're back to work and outside. You don't get as sick when you're outside all the time.
I never get sick.
No. You're stuck inside all winter long. You're always getting sick.
Yeah.
So we had a couple comments that people submitted to us and wanted some questions about different things. Couple topics, I guess they wanted to know about, and see if we could remember back that far. It's been a while.
How far?
Well, first one that they said is worst first dates.
Oh, I remember mine.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you go first.
But you know it, of course. It's an inside
course I
joke
do.
with us.
Yeah, it's an inside joke every time we go to a restaurant.
Well, he wasn't a bad person or anything. It just...
And it's been so long, these people probably don't remember us anymore anyway. So.
He was just a little weird for me. So we went to Friendly's, and he was telling me, "You're always inside the box. You can't step out of the box." You know that saying. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like trying to draw a diagram with his finger on the table. He's like, "I can just look at people and know what they do." And so he's like, "See that person over there? That's the manager." And he had the nerve to call them over to verify to me, yes, that's the manager. When, hello, they're wearing a tag and usually a different color. I'm like, oh my God. And then he's like...
Striped shirt usually gives it away.
He's like, "See the guy behind you? He's wearing a baseball hat. Why don't you take it?" I'm like, "I'm not going to take it. He's going to knock me out." I'm like, "You take it."
So, do you think... Was this before the Meet the Parents movie?
I don't know.
Because the inside the box thing reminds me of the movie Meet the Parents. You're in the box, and he says, "You're inside the box or outside the box."
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious.
But so when I got home, I was just like annoyed by it. But when he said, I could just look at someone and know what they do, he said, "I have a superpower." That's what he said. So I emailed or texted him that night and said, "I figured out what my superpower is. I can see into the future, and we're not going to work out." That's my story anyway.
Oh, man.
So anytime David and I go to a restaurant, I'm like, "Look over there. That's the manager."
Yeah, it's been an ongoing inside joke. It's just, yeah, the superpower thing reminds me of that. One of the other things that we'll get to is like worst movies, but I could tell you the worst TV ad is that stupid Magel Roofing Company that we have a superpower, we fix.
Oh, your dad hates it.
Oh, I hate that.
He's like, he's a
commercial.
grown man. He shouldn't be wearing a cape. Which is, it's weird, but he's trying to get his kids involved,
Yeah. Well, the kids could have worn a cape.
They were.
I know,
They were
but
all three
he
of them
didn't
were.
have to. Maybe just make the kids do it.
The only thing I hate about the commercial is the little boy's voice is so high pitched, but I know.
Yeah.
But
So I don't know I don't know what I can say because I can't say I had any worse first dates because I didn't really go on many dates.
you must have gone on dates.
I guess I didn't even half the time know if anyone wanted to date me.
Yeah, he's pretty clueless.
I was
even
very,
when
very
when we were first married, or even dating actually at the time, I would see girls hitting on him all the time, and he had no idea.
No, I had no clue. Even when I was in third grade, I had girls giving me their phone number and says, "Wow, are you gonna," and I was like, "Oh, what do they want me? Why I want that for?"
Like, for example, we were at Best Buy, and there was this girl looking at, what was she looking at? Printers. I was looking at something else down the row, and, geez, I'm so sick, I can't even think. No, you were looking at the printers or something, and she came over to you, right?
I think so.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was looking at the printer, and she came up and started asking me questions about it.
About it, right. And I knew, just from afar, what
Yeah.
was going on, but I didn't think anything bad of it, so I just walked up next to David, didn't say anything, and she walks away.
And I was in the middle talking about the printer. It's like I was answering the question, and I'm telling her all about this, and she just takes off. I'm
And
like, okay.
he turns to me, and he's like, "Why'd she walk away?" I'm like, "Honey, she was interested in you, but she was smart and realized you were taken."
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I any worse ones that I had. Let's see. I had your old friend. We went to Six Flags. I guess that was pretty bad. Only because like she wanted to go on every single ride, and I'm not a ride person, so she would like go on all these rides by herself.
Then why'd you go to Six Flags?
Because she said she could get in for free.
But you knew you weren't going to be on many rides.
Yeah, I did. I just like when we go to the like Big E, I just like walking around and looking at things. I don't
Oh, that's like when David wanted to meet me for the first time. He gave me a choice of bowling, and these were his dad's idea: bowling or the Big E camping show. And I'm like,
no, my idea was bowling. His idea was the camping show.
I'm like, I'm meeting a guy for the first time. Why the hell would I want to go to a camping show when, God forbid, he was, if you would have been a bad person, you could have done something to me, a camper, but
No.
once he gave me the choice, that was a check mark for me. And then he asked me, do you want to meet there or do you want me to pick you up? I'm like, nope, I'm going to meet you there. So check.
Anyways, yeah, that was our first date, and it was like 8 hours, I think.
Because then we went to a movie, we had lunch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's probably my story, is going to Six Flags and watching her go on all the rides, I guess.
She was an acquaintance of mine. She wasn't really a friend.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That one, she wouldn't know this, but that one, the nickname is Bad Company.
Yeah, it's a long
Not
story.
that's a long story, based on
her.
Yeah, and
The
we went to FYE looking at records, and
she was bugging us and threatening us
right.
and making me nervous. And
because she didn't want us to be together for some reason. So, anyways, the thing is with all that going on, we went to FYE. I was looking at a record, and I pulled up, hey, Bad Company, and she flipped out. Amanda flipped out, thinking she was in the store. And I'm like, no, the album Bad Company. Yeah, that was funny. Now I got to play that song.
Oh, great.
That'll have to be after the show, maybe I'll play it. So, I guess we mentioned worst movies. We talked about worst ad. You have
I can't think of any worse movies. Probably
So I couldn't think any worse
only
dates. You couldn't
because
think of any worse
I'm
movies.
sure if it was so bad in my mind, I tuned it out.
Oh.
I'm sure there's a lot that I've not liked.
Sure. I would have to say 2001 Space Odyssey. That's mine.
Okay.
Now, it goes down into like the famous category, but it's like the worst possible movie ever. It is so extremely boring, other than the computer trying to kill everybody. That was the most interesting part. But like they had the famous lines, "I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that." And that, and then they used the eyeball from that in like the new Knight Rider 2008 movie, and they had it in Homewrecker, the movie Homewrecker. But then they also used the "I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that" in Independence Day, and I'm sure a bunch of other movies. And then that music that they played throughout the whole thing is like used in like numerous movies over the years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of gone down as a famous movie, but it was the most boring movie ever. Crazy.
You said I've seen it, but I don't recall seeing it.
Oh yeah, you definitely have seen it.
Okay.
I remember watching it with you, but there's a lot of things.
I probably tuned it out because it was about technology and it's just over my head.
Well,
so.
you probably tuned it out because it was so boring. Horrible.
Well, for me, I don't know many movies, but at least for TV shows, I would have to say anything with David Hasselhoff. He just gets on my nerves.
See, now that's the crazy thing is I like Knight Rider. I'm not a fan of David Hasselhoff by any means, but I liked Knight Rider. The car was cool. Basically, David Hasselhoff wasn't the star. The car was the star.
Well, they made him part star. I just
He
think
was
he's so
part
arrogant.
star, but
I don't like him.
no, the car was the star. I would say that even the voice of the car was a star. The William Daniels, the guy there, that he was definitely the
Boy Meets World.
On Boy
Mr.
Meets World.
Feeney.
But he was also the voice of Knight Rider. So, anyway, so that to me, that's like something I like. She can't stand it because of Hasselhoff. And what was it? The thing that when you were trying to show me how arrogant he was because he was trying to get a fish tank in his house.
There was some show
about fish tanks.
Professional fish tank people. And
Professional fish tanks.
they build them for customers, and he was one.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to the guy, "I want sharks." Obviously, they're not going to be able to get
Mini
sharks. So,
But then
he didn't say mini sharks.
Yeah.
He just said sharks.
But-
I don't know.
He, of course, he wanted all the things about his TV show in there, like when he was on Knight Rider and Baywatch. He all wanted that into the fish tank.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's arrogant. I'm not a fan of him, but I liked the show. That was a good show. A lot of the '80s shows were good, and they bringing back a lot of the '80s shows. So
Like what?
well, there was a lot of '80s shows that they redo, like what was it, Magnum PI and all that stuff that they're trying to bring back. They wanted to bring back some '90s stuff like Roseanne, where they tried to bring that back.
Oh, I never liked Roseanne.
No, but then something happened to her. I think.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think she was just as arrogant, and I think that's why they canceled their show again. But yeah, anyway, so you don't like Knight Rider, and I didn't like that other movie that 2001: Space Odyssey. So
Yeah. If I think of one by next week, I'll let you know.
So the other thing, bad advice that worked for you.
Again, I can't think of
I can't think of
anything.
anything about bad advice. So something that somebody said, well, I guess if this even goes into this category, I guess a couple, there was when I used to do security, I worked with the IRS and doing security there. And everyone was saying, oh, don't quit this job or something like that. And I couldn't stand it there because they had these, during tax season, you worked 7 days straight and you had no time off, and you worked like 14-hour days at sometimes. And people would sleep in the parking lot for a couple hours and come back and clock back in. So it was just crazy. But everyone said that, oh, you're not going to find a better job than that. So I ended up quitting, and yeah, it worked out. So maybe that was some bad advice that just didn't work out.
I guess.
If that counts as it, I don't know. I don't know. People are interested in things we used to do.
Yeah. So
So, hobbies either one of us had before we
had.
met.
Would making puzzles be a hobby?
I guess.
I like making. I still do. Usually around Christmas time, we usually get a brand new puzzle from your grandmother, and me and your mom take turns going through all the puzzles,
Yeah.
making them.
So we have these, like, when we don't work in the winter, we have these like winter things we do. Like, okay, after our cleanups are done, and then we all get ready for Christmas. Then we have Christmas, and then right after Christmas and New Year's, boom, the card table comes out. Puzzles start going on there. Dad and Mom used to do coloring and puzzles, and yeah, and then just before we go back to work, table goes away, and everything's back to normal for the
Yep.
next year.
Yep. Well, your dad doesn't do the puzzles; he does the
No.
coloring, and he gets fed up with it. But
We've been on this puzzle game lately. We got word searches, and you got Sudoku, and
yep.
so yeah, we've been on a puzzle trend lately. I don't
But
know.
it's good for your mind.
Good for your mind. It's like it's been so snowy and so cold We got to keep our minds busy, so maybe we're not like mush before we go back to work.
Well, another thing I do is make my collars out
There
of
you go, make
paracord.
your-
That's using your brain. You gotta memorize the knotting work.
Right, but that's like not. It's not. I think that they were saying stuff you did prior to meeting, hobbies you had prior to us meeting.
Prior to us meeting. Okay.
If your mind can go back that far.
I don't know. Puzzles, coloring. I started getting into crafting, like with.
Oh yeah, you had that old Cricut thing.
Yeah,
That extremely old Cricut thing.
the Cricut cutting machine. It worked great for a while until they decided to update the software.
Yeah, which that became a problem because every time their website went down, it didn't work.
Well, not just that. They changed to like the widths and the heights, and I'm like, what if I was using this for a business? You would have totally
And a
screwed
lot of
me
people
up.
do.
Yeah, and I got so fed up with it, I sold it, and then I bought the Silhouette, and I love that thing. It's louder, but it still works better. But yeah, it amazes me that they still sell Cricut stuff in the store, and I've even used some of the vinyl that are Cricut, and it doesn't even stick. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So hobbies before we got. Was
Well,
it
your
before?
hobby. What about the radio? That's a big hobby.
Yeah, that was, and I started that long before we got married.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting when I met you,
Yeah.
and my aunt thought it was so cool. I remember we were over there, and you're like, "Yeah, you can just recommend a song, and I can program it." And you played it for her, and she's like, "Oh, that's so cool." I don't know.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I did that. Jeez, I was like 14 or 15 when I started that.
How'd you get into that?
So the first transmitter I built was out of a project kit. So my parents got me, back when Radio Shack was still around, they got me a project kit from Radio Shack, and it was like an all-in-one project thing. I built the first transmitter from that. And I just wanted to, I like variety of different kinds of music, and there was no like you had to pick between rock, pop, R&B. I had all different stations, but they didn't have a station that played everything. So I just started playing everything, and that's kind of how I got into it. And then once we got married, we started doing this show.
Yeah, and you did most of the talking.
I'm still doing most of the talking.
Because you know technology and stuff, and I,
And you're not feeling good.
yeah, for today anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, so basically my hobby was the radio and computers. I would do all sorts of computers. So radio and computer, those are my hobbies.
And now, do you still like it? Because you seem to be fed up with technology.
Yeah, I'm fed up with technology. I still like radio. I still like doing the radio stuff. But yeah, as far as I'm fed up with Microsoft right now.
Oh, back on Microsoft, I remember.
Yeah, but I don't know. All the times I used to hate on Apple, and Microsoft is worse than Apple right now. So if I had to pick, it would be Linux. I would stick with that.
Yep,
But
you mentioned
we were
that
not really
last time.
talking about computers anyways. I don't know. You just don't get me on that trend. I'll go down that rabbit hole. I won't come back. So I guess we're on the thing. I guess this list is all about us.
Well, that's
What
good.
did we do during COVID? Well, I can
We
say one
worked.
thing. Yeah, we worked.
No rest for us.
No rest for the wicked. We worked. So actually, during COVID, is when we started the landscaping business. That was the year we started it. But we were at the condo at the time, and I just remember because we were just getting started. We did a couple jobs in landscaping in January. So I was actually a mild winter that year. So I remember our first job was in January and February. Our first couple jobs we had, and I remember they were talking about COVID. We didn't think much of it. Her birthday's in March. We planned on going out for her birthday, and that was the day they shut all the restaurants down.
Yep.
So we were going to go out for her birthday, and nope, COVID hit, restaurants closed. So we got a ton of calls for landscaper, and I'm beginning to wonder the reason why we picked up so many customers the first year of COVID, during COVID, was because everyone was afraid to go out of their house. Nobody wanted to go out of their house, so they hired us to go and mow their lawn.
Yep.
So COVID probably helped ramp up the business. But that's what we did during COVID. We worked, unlike a lot of other people.
Well, yeah, they couldn't.
Yeah, the restaurants were closed, stores were closed. Everyone went to working from home. And it was actually IT picked up because everyone switched from the office work to working from home, so they needed the IT people to set up their IDN lines and their work from home lines to their internet, so they can tap into the office to work from home. So IT was also busy. So I was busy in IT and busy doing landscaping, and you were partially working.
2020? Oh, I don't know what I was doing.
TLC or On Target?
I started on Target in 2013, ended in 2016.
Yeah, so you must
so-
have been working TLC.
Yeah,
Because I think you were working with them.
yeah.
Yeah, you were, because I remember you were wondering if that was going to shut down, and basically they said that they considered landscaping and stuff agricultural, so that was a necessity.
People might not know the company TLC. You might want to tell them what that is.
Oh, well, TLC is the lawn company. They
Very
put down
clever.
pesticides. It's
Not a very clever name.
very clever name, yeah. The lawn company. So they do pesticides. So they're kind of like we don't do pesticides anymore because we worked enough with pesticides when we did TLC.
I thought it was funny. I can remember one job. I did the job, and then we're supposed to sweep up any leftover pellets if they're on the walkways or driveway with a broom. So I went to grab the broom, and the homeowner came out, and he says, "I'll do it for you. Just put the broom against the mailbox, back up, I'll take it, and I'll do it for you," because of COVID. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, I'm touching the broom.
Right.
Then he's going to touch it. I'm like, whatever. I hated that house and that property anyway, so I'm like, all right, he wants to do it, he can do it. But,
Yep. Well, it's funny because the whole time we did that, we didn't really ever see anybody when we were mowing the lawn. So it's like
you mean the new bit or
yeah,
current business?
when we started this, I was like the whole
Well, a lot of
2020 people nobody came out. We didn't speak to anybody. If we did talk to them, we spoke to them on the phone. We never actually talked to any of them in
But
person.
a lot of our customers is rented properties. So that
Yeah. Right. But I'm saying when we first started, they were homeowners, that they weren't renting the property. So yeah, we did. But if we did talk to them, it was over the phone. So I guess the other thing that anything nerdy stuff that we like.
dirty stuff.
Well, I you can say I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah.
As far as technology goes,
I don't know what other than technology
I've
is
got like
nerdy.
a shed full of technology of nerdy
Oh my
crap.
god, don't get me on this shed.
So,
Yeah. Obviously we got a shed mainly because we moved here.
after the condo.
And we had to bring our condo stuff. But it's sectioned off right and left with shelving. The right side is my stuff. The whole left side is all David's stuff, which I would say 80% of it is all cords and cables.
Well, when you're in IT, there's a lot of cables. I got cords that go back to computers that were built in the 80s.
Yeah, but they're not organized. They're just thrown together, and they're all in like a spider web. They need to be, and you're like always like, I need this cord right now. Can you go find it? I'm like, first of all, I don't know what it looks like. And he's sending me out there, so I've been buying bins, and he has to give me time and tell me what they look like, different types of cords, so I can label them. It's a process.
It is. So, I don't know. That's my nerdy thing, is all my crazy technology. You have anything nerdy about you?
I don't know what would be considered nerdy.
Well, like a geek with a pocket protector is nerdy.
No, I don't do that. Yeah, but they're into technology and stuff like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't say so.
No? I don't know what would be nerdy.
You're not nerdy. You're OCD.
Yes. Like right now, I'm kind of looking at a website to make different knotworks for my collars, and I have to put them in alphabetical order by the color name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's nerdy or just OCD.
Well, your mom bought me a nice shirt with a cat on it. It says, I have OCD, obsessive cat disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say so. We have 2 cats.
So, last thing on the list. I don't talk about that stuff, but yes, as far as what they say, because people see on our website Bible verses, so they say, "Are we religious?" And I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, actually, and that's not like something that we don't talk about, because like for the many years through the radio station, I was doing the audio video for the church in Huntington. So I was doing that for many years. And, yeah. So we were very involved in that church. And the way the winter's been, we haven't gotten to the other church. It's just been a little weird.
I know, because we're exhausted.
Well, not that. It's just the,
I am.
snowstorm after.
From the snowstorm.
Yeah. Exhausted working on trying to... We don't do snow removal because we didn't like it yet.
We're doing it.
We're doing it,
but we're not
anyway.
getting paid for it.
Yeah, we're doing it for us. That's what we got to do.
What?
Once we get the business going, then we'll have to hire our employees to come and plow us out.
Plow us out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Then we can stick to our puzzles.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Oh, heck. So, all right. Well, that's the list, and that should wrap up today's show. Hopefully we answered all your questions. And if the other snowstorm buries us, well, I guess we'll have another video of that on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, and about YouTube, if anybody has any ideas for us to do, that'd be great.
Yeah, and we'll be doing more. We haven't. One of the things that I planned on doing this winter when we weren't working is to do more cat button training videos, but the cats just don't do anything with the buttons.
Yeah, all the
We're
video
very
would
disappointed with our cats.
Yeah, I don't know. If
Instead of learning the buttons, he likes to flatten his house.
It's not a house. I bought
It's a mailbox.
I bought this cute little mailbox scratcher thing, and the mailbox part is felt, and then the scratcher pole, and it's like goes together like a puzzle on the wood frame, and Barry just jumps on top of the felt part and flattens it. I'm like, oh.
Been very disappointed with our cats. We were planning on doing YouTube videos of the cats learning the buttons.
Yeah.
We just never got to do that because they just don't want they don't want to learn.
It would be a very boring video.
It would be an extremely boring video. But the other one that I wanted to do is more tech videos. Like I did one of them about the call boxes that are being taken down along Westfield, the fire call stations. I did one of those. I wanted to do some more because one of the things I do in the wintertime is I do technical stuff for another company that does solar and wind and stuff like that. So I wanted to do more electrical videos about what some of that stuff is. But with all the winter being so cold and snowy, I just have not gotten around there. I would like turn blue I would turn into a Smurf before I got the video done.
Wow. Well,
That's true.
That reminds me of a movie I didn't really like, the Emoji Movie. That
Oh.
was stupid.
That was.
But I know it's for kids, but it was still more adult-like.
You know, and a lot of these kids shows are have very adult comments in them that the kids don't pick up on.
Not yet.
Yeah, well, they will later on.
Yep.
But no, I'm just thinking like the time that it was like 40 below when I was in upstate New York, and like we were getting away from the cold and sitting there warming up in front of the heater in the car. Couldn't get warm enough, but then the Amish go by in their little carriage. Horses go by, they got their blanket on there, and who knows where they're going, but 40 below.
Yep.
And they don't look cold.
Well,
They must be hardy people.
Yeah, they're used to it.
And then they're taking their clothes off the clothesline, and they're like as stiff as a board. Everything's frozen. I don't know how they... what a life. Anyway, so now I'm trying to think that song. What was that song I was talking about earlier in the show that I was going to play?
I don't know.
I say this is it. Our minds are like a sieve. It's like we're 90 years old already. Can't think of it. We need that stuff Mom takes, that Prevagen.
Well, it hasn't kicked in yet, right? It takes like 2 weeks to work or something.
For her, I don't know.
In general.
It might take like a month for her to work. Anyway, Bad Company. Which song?
I don't know. You know the songs.
Shooting Star. Anyways, I'll hopefully by the time I end the show, I'll think of it. But anyways, that should wrap things up. We'll be back next week with another edition of the DnA Show. Have a great week, everybody.